Scheduling in scheduling software. A call sheet that says Unit A, 7 a.m. while your production calendar shows Unit A, 7:30 a.m. doesn't just create confusion, it creates double booking. And when a location hold quietly expires because someone forgot to extend it, you don't just lose a slot, you lose your backup plan too. In scheduling software, these problems usually come from the same habits: you enter holds, but you don't verify conflicts, you update schedules, but you don't close the loop. I've seen it happen on feature work when the schedule moves fast and everyone assumes the system is already telling the truth. It isn't. Your software only protects you as much as your process does. This chapter shows you how to run scheduling and production management software with the habits that prevent double booking and missed holds, using one practical framework you can repeat every day. The Booking Integrity Checklist, the habits that stop double booking and missed holds before you click anything, confirm two prerequisites inside your scheduling setup. First, you need clear resource naming: people, vehicles, departments, locations, stages, so the software knows what counts as the same thing. Second, you need holds and schedule entries to use the same dates and time zone rules across your system and your exports, call sheet, calendar invitations, email confirmations. If you mix time zones or use different labels for the same resource, the software will happily pass conflicts that are really conflicts. Now here's the framework, the Booking Integrity Checklist. Use it every time you add, move, or extend anything that could block another department: location, stages, camera rentals, editing rooms, casting sessions, transport pickups. Ethan, a 32-year-old coordinator on feature film, taught me the hard way. He stopped trusting his own memory and started treating each update like a mini inspection. He didn't need more meetings, he needed a consistent check before the change left his desk. Booking Integrity Checklist means you verify three things in order: ownership, you link the item to the right resource record, not a close enough one; collision, you checked for overlaps with any other holds or bookings that touch that resource; commitment, you extended or confirmed the hold before it lapsed, and you recorded who approved the change. Each item takes minutes. The payoff shows up later when nobody scrambles to rebook a location at the last possible moment. Practical takeaway, reflection prompt: when you last had a double booking, what was the last thing you changed in the software before it happened? An event title, a resource assignment, a date, or a hold extension? Operate your scheduling software with collision checks and hold discipline. You'll get the best protection by running updates in the same rhythm every day. Ethan's feature workflow had a simple cadence: he made changes in batches, then ran the checklist on the batch before he shared anything. Do the same with your tools, whether you use a cloud scheduling platform, a production management system, or a shared calendar workflow. Stage your work so the software can warn you before you lock anything in. Number 1. Start every update by confirming the resource record. When you create a hold or booking, select the exact resource the vendor or department uses in real life. If your location is Warehouse 3, don't book against Warehouse, generic, or lock Warehouse 03, different spelling, if your system treats those as separate resources. The software can't detect conflicts across two different records. Do this: search the resource by name and address, or vendor ID, before you create a new one. Reuse existing resource entries whenever possible. If you must create a new resource, add a note in the resource description explaining why it's separate and what it maps to. Not this: creating a new resource because it's faster, then wondering why collisions don't show up. Expected outcome: conflicts appear when two bookings truly overlap, not when your naming system breaks. Number 2. Create or edit the hold with correct timing fields. Scheduling software often separates event time from hold window. If you only update one, you can create a situation where the booking looks fine on screen, but the hold expiration still hits earlier. For each hold, set the hold start date/time, the hold end date/time, or expiration, any buffer your workflow uses. Travel time, load in, strike, if your system supports it, use the same time zone for all events and exports. If it doesn't, you must convert consistently when you enter times. Do this: edit hold windows directly in the hold settings, not only in the event title or notes. Confirm the export settings, call sheet or calendar, use the same time zone. Not this: updating unit call time but forgetting the hold end time. Expected outcome: your hold stays valid long enough for you to confirm crew, gear, and access. Number 3. Run the collision check before you hit save or share. Most scheduling tools include a way to show conflicts, calendar overlays, resource conflict warnings, or availability views. Use that view every time you add or move an item. Here's the habit: after you place the event, open the resources day view and scan the timeline for overlaps. Don't rely on the system's summary line alone. A summary can miss edge cases like partial day overlaps, different resource types, stage versus crew, or separate booking categories that still block each other in real life. Do this: open the resource schedule for the exact date you edited. Confirm overlaps with holds and bookings, not just confirmed bookings. Check adjacent time blocks, for example, the hour before and after, for load-in/load-out conflicts. Not this, checking conflicts only on the event you edited, then forgetting the other resource it depends on, like a transport window. Expected outcome: you catch double booking while it's still easy to adjust. Number 4, record commitment. Who approved and what changed? A missed hold often doesn't come from the software, it comes from unclear ownership. If no one knows that a hold extension got approved, you lose track when the vendor follow-up happens. Do this: add an approval note in the hold or booking record, name plus date plus what changed, use the software's comment or audit log if it has one. Tag the vendor contact or internal lead in the note if your tool supports it. Not this, relying on a Slack thread or an email you'll search for later. Expected outcome: when a hold expires, you can trace exactly what you did and when. Practical takeaway, reflection prompt: after your last software update, did you check the resource day view for overlaps and verify the hold end time, not just the event display? Ethan's feature film example: extend a location hold without creating a conflict. Ethan coordinated a feature shoot and had to secure a warehouse location. The vendor allowed a hold, but the system showed the hold expiring in 2 days. Ethan's goal: extend the hold, confirm access times, and avoid blocking another department's planned access window. Here's the clean, repeatable way he handled it inside scheduling software. Example scenario: location, warehouse 3, resource record already exists, original hold, expiring in 2 days, new need, extend access by 1 day and keep load in time unchanged. Risk: another unit had a tentative access window that could overlap actions and timeline. What Ethan did: 1. Day -2, morning, open the hold record. Ethan opened the existing hold for warehouse 3. He verified the resource record matched the vendor's location, not a generic warehouse entry. He checked the hold end time in the hold settings, not the event title. Expected outcome: the system will treat this as the same location and show real collisions. 2. Day -2, midday, update the hold window. He extended the hold end time by exactly 1 day. He kept load in time the same to avoid shifting the access plan. He added a note: hold extended to new date/time. Vendor confirmed access window. Approved by name. Expected outcome: the hold stays valid through the new access date. 3. Day -2, afternoon, run the collision check. Ethan opened the warehouse 3 resource day view for the extended date. He scanned the timeline for any other holds or bookings tied to warehouse 3 and adjacent access windows. He confirmed whether the other unit's window overlapped during load-in or strike. Expected outcome: he caught a partial overlap early enough to adjust without scrambling. 4. Day -2, end of day, resolve the conflict. The other unit's tentative access window overlapped by 45 minutes. Ethan adjusted the other unit's event time, or requested a buffer change, so the warehouse access windows didn't overlap during load-in. He re-ran collision checks after the adjustment. Expected outcome: the resource timeline no longer shows overlapping holds that would block access in real life. 5. Day -1, morning, confirm the vendor follow-up. Ethan set a reminder tied to the hold record, or he added a follow-up comment date if his tool supports it. He documented the confirmation outcome in the same record. Expected outcome: the hold doesn't silently expire, and the team knows what the vendor confirmed. Measurements you can track: simple, not fancy. Ethan used 3 quick checks to know the update worked. Hold end time matches the vendor approved expiration. Collision scan: the warehouse 3-day view shows no overlaps during load-in/strike blocks. Audit trail: the hold record includes an approval note with date and who approved. Practical takeaway, reflection prompt: when you extend a hold, do you verify the hold end time and then scan the resource day view for overlaps before you tell anyone the change is final? Common scheduling mistakes that cause double booking and missed holds. Even with good software, certain habits keep repeating. Here are the ones that cost coordinators the most time on set and in prep. 1. Booking the wrong resource record. Root cause: you pick a similar resource name instead of the exact resource entry your other departments use. The software treats them as different assets, so it won't warn you about conflicts that exist in real life. Do this: search and reuse the existing resource record for the vendor location or equipment. Confirm the resource description matches the real-world address/vendor. Not this: create a new resource because you can't find the old one quickly. Quick reference: if conflicts don't show up, suspect resource naming before you blame the software. 2. Extending the event but not the hold window. Root cause: you edit the visible event time, or title, but forget the hold expiration/hold end field. The calendar looks right until the hold lapses behind the scenes. Do this: edit the hold window settings directly. Confirm the hold end date/time after every change. Not this, trust the display time on the calendar without checking the hold expiration field. Quick reference, treat hold end time as its own field you must verify. 3. Sharing updates before you run a collision scan root cause. You send the updated schedule to crew, departments, or vendors immediately after saving your change. You skip the resource day view check, so the overlap shows up later when someone tries to use the same resource. Do this, open the affected resource day view and scan the timeline for overlaps. Rerun the collision scan after you resolve any conflict. Not this, share first, then fix if something comes up. Quick reference, collision scan happens before you send or export. Practical takeaway, reflection prompt, pick your most common mistake, resource naming, hold window edits, or skipping collision scans. What single habit will you change starting tomorrow? The Booking Integrity Checklist, your daily run order to keep holds and bookings clean. The fastest way to prevent double booking and missed holds is to run your updates in a fixed order, every time. Use this run order like a checklist you can remember without opening a document. Start with resource ownership, confirm you selected the correct resource record for the item you're booking. Then verify collision, open the resource day view for the exact date/time you changed and scan for overlaps with holds and bookings. Finish with commitment. Update the hold end time correctly and add an approval note with date and owner so the team can track what happened. If you do those 3 things consistently, your software becomes a safety net instead of a place where mistakes wait until call time. And when you keep the safety net tight, you free your day for the work that actually needs your attention, crew needs, access details, and last mile coordination. As you move forward, keep one idea close: double booking and missed holds don't usually come from big failures, they come from small skips in the same few places. Your job is to make those skips impossible by habit. Booking Integrity Checklist, quick daily use, ownership, confirm the exact resource record, location/equipment/stage/crew slot, before you save. Collision, open the resource day view for the edited date and scan for overlaps. Commitment, verify the hold end/expiration time and add an approval note, who plus date plus what changed.